was a graduate with English honors and I studied in Loreto and did my college from St. Mary's. And then I got married when I was just 22 and I think उस time पे हमारा 22, 23, 24 was the kind
appropriate
of age to get married. And since it was
even today it is.
Pain is everywhere, but we are the ones who are making it a suffering. Why there is so much of adjustment issues, why there are so many suicides, why there is all these different emotional traumas that we are facing,
Right.
because we have made our pain our suffering. But luckily for me, those challenges always helped me to become a better person.
Hi, so welcome to Mind Behind Moves. Today we have Ritu Gupta from Guwahati, who is a experienced counselor and currently she is a practicing healer. So she carries out her sessions all across India, and we would like to hear from her firsthand how her experience has been as a wife and then a mother and then a practicing counselor, now as a healer. So please tell us about your journey so far. Where did you grow up? How was it like growing up in a small town like Shillong, then shifting your base to Guwahati and your life forward?
So hi Dishant and hi everyone. Thank you. That was such a good kind of introduction given to me. So a simple girl from a simple town called Shillong.
Right.
And I came from a very disciplined family. And during our time, in our families, girls were not given that kind of a liberty to do something. So even if we had certain kind of things in our mind to do, we did not have the voice. So it was like, ठीक है, पढ़ना है, फिर कॉलेज जाना है, शादी करना है. That is how we grew up.
Can you help us with the timeline so our audience can understand better as to when did you graduate from school,
Okay,
college?
so like probably it's 25 years of my marriage, a beautiful marriage. That's an institution I think I've enjoyed a lot because it's had its own ups and downs, challenges, which made me the person that I am today. So, I would be firstly thanking my parents because my marriage itself was not a very simple one. It was a total love marriage of the Yash Chopra kinds, and with Dishant how 100%. It is. Because, like even the family, when we are sitting, ek baar wo topic to hamara aata hi hai. And I was blessed with two beautiful girls, and the motherhood was the second, I think, development that came to my life. And I was a graduate with English honors. And I studied in Loreto and did my college from St. Mary's.
Okay.
And then I got married when I was just 22. And I think us time pe hamara 22, 23, 24 was the kind
appropriate
of age to get married. And since it was
even today it is, we delayed because of financial reasons or
financial and maybe more of the
career oriented
careers and everything, that is it. But I think it still is wiser to have it at the right time so that everything falls right. And we can talk about this because I have been in the infertility environment for about 14 years, serving Institute of Human Reproduction under Dr. Deepak Goenka, and I owe a lot to him because my journey actually then started from there. So initially it was like coming from a simple town, getting married and just being in the hands of, in-laws and working and just being a homemaker as how it is. But deep down in my mind, I was very ambitious.
You got married in 2000?
In 1999.
1999.
Yeah. But then I had a very supporting husband who never said a no to anything. And believe me, where I have reached, before that, I've tried a lot of things. A lot. Opening up to a small boutique, to learning a Montessori and teaching for a year. And, people used to just laugh that Ritu, kahin to consistently rahegi. And I was like, I don't know what my purpose is. But spirituality is something which the seed was there right from ever since I was born, because हमारे घर पे बहुत guru puja and we had a lot of people coming there. So I was always very intrigued that what is death, what is after death. As a child also I felt very nice, and today also I love to talk about it. And jahan sufferings hote hai na, that is I think the first point where your spiritual journey begins. So whatever you go through, it shapes up to the person you become. So I would not say any of my journey has been a failure, because each has been a learning lesson. So, and then my children, I put them to boarding at a very early age. They were just 8 years. So when my second child was going, I knew, because I had a very busy husband. And if I would have not done anything now, then I think the marriage would have gone haywire.
Was it easy, the departing of the children?
Very, very difficult. Very difficult. When the first one went off, the second one was with me. But when the second one went off, it was very difficult and very challenging. Because, as homemakers during that time, hamara pura jeevan is just like on the house, your children and everything.
Right.
And once it's the empty nest, you don't know what to do. And then when you have a challenging house where husband is totally a workaholic, you have to
Right.
find your own ways, else marriage also falls apart. I would not say it was very smooth. Of course, there were very small potholes around in the marriage also, in the journey also. And when a girl comes from one place to another, that adjustment is always very difficult. It's not the easy ones. No matter, even if you're going to a royalty or going to a princess's house, still a girl always has to make a lot of adjustments.
Right.
You know how it is. And that time, these days at least we are blessed because it's more open, more easier, more transparent. Those times it was a little difficult. So it was a total transition happening for me very early. And you know, when you're 21, 22, you're not a very matured person, you're still a teenager.
Right.
You don't know what maturity is. It really comes very slowly. It does not just come like that.
And when did you have your first child?
My first child, Lavanya, was born when in 2001.
2000. 2 years after your marriage.
2 years after my marriage, right? And the second was 2003. So they are like stuck together.
Right.
Not much of an age gap. So they grew up together.
Right.
So when the second one went, that was the time when I took something seriously. I was just doing a diploma in counseling to help my children.
Right.
That how will I be a very hands full mother for them, and that is how I was learning it. So I did the entire course, completed before my younger one was leaving for her college.
Okay, so you got into...
Yeah, I got into the reading and I loved it. Then I said I took another one. I took the different theories of CBT and everything, and I took the different kind of studies which was there, because distant education from Europe becomes UK में काफी सारे ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ से you can go through it. So I enjoyed that. And then I did my master's, that was also distant.
Okay.
In psychotherapy and counseling. So this was something that started after my children went to college, and my education then started continuing from there.
Right.
But now, that time, I'm talking about maybe 15, 16 years back, counseling was not taken very seriously. It was a very taboo subject.
Very nascent stage.
Very nascent.
Even still is, I think.
It still is.
In India.
And people don't understand counseling is very different from a psychiatric kind of a issue that people have. So if you say counseling के लिए जाना है, सबको ऐसे लगता है पागल थोड़ी हूँ.
Before we jump into counseling, I would like to know, so this is a very interesting question that I have. How a lot of women, when they go through schooling, college, then marriage, and then kids, there is a major shift in their behavior and psychology and their responsibility towards society, people, once they have the kid. So I want to know what your behavior was before you had kids, how you responded to life once you had both your children. Like, what is the change in mindset that you have as a woman?
I think right from the beginning, because coming from a very, very traditional, disciplined and a very good upbringing, we were all very matured. We are like 3 siblings, and I think we were very matured and we got a very good upbringing from our parents. Luckily, we had very good set of grandparents.
Right.
And what happens during that time, the family traditions were always very thick. So it was not only a very nuclear kind of a thing. So when you come from this, you already tend to make a lot of adjustment. But yes, I otherwise came from a very nuclear family, because I had my 5 aunts who were married and they went off. So my father was the only son.
Right.
And I'm the only daughter in the family.
Right.
So like coming from that pampered family to a totally simple family, because it was a choice I made and it was a joint family thing. So that was a little difficult transition for me, because adjusting, and with joint family there are many good and bad both about it.
Right.
It became a little too much for me at that point to adjust. But I think gradually, what happened, Dishant?
What got you going through those?
I think my husband.
Yeah.
It was my husband. It was his support which really helped me.
Right.
And I think a lot I would give it to my dad also, because his suggestions or his kind of words at that point, it used to hit me that why does he talk like that. But then later I understood that it was the path that he was showing me, this is how life should be. So I think it was there. My mother always has been a very she's a charmer, she enjoys life. So I think I got that from her, to enjoy it. So I think I'm a mixture of everything, and somehow these sufferings were helping me to become what I am today. So generally what happens, pain सबके life में होता है, right?
Right.
This is something that is inevitable.
Hmm.
But then you make it a suffering. So this is the problem with many of us, that adjustments painful होते हैं, but उसको suffering हम बनाते हैं.
I always read it everywhere.
Yeah,
Your
I had-
reaction to every
Yeah,
situation
and there
is
was this book by Sadhguru called
हाँ.
Karma,
हाँ.
and उसमें था कि pain is everywhere,
हाँ.
but we are the ones who are making it a suffering, and that actually just
Wow.
got into me.
हाँ.
That बहुत सही बोला है उन्होंने कि लाइफ तो रहता ही है,
रहता है,
पेन
right.
भी रहता है, बट व्हाई डू वी मेक इट अ सफरिंग? वी कैन जस्ट लेट गो ऑफ दैट सफरिंग
Right.
आल्सो, बट वी डोंट, एंड दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. Why there is so much of adjustment issues, why there are so many suicides, why there is all these different emotional traumas that we are facing,
Right.
because we have made our pain our suffering. But luckily for me, those challenges always helped me to become a better person,
Right.
to evolve myself as a person. And this is how the spirituality path started coming to me. The guru says that when the student is ready, you get the teacher.
Right.
So I think when I had put my second child to the boarding,
हाँ.
that was the time when my entire transition, my entire maturity,
Right.
it all started from that time, because I had a lot of time for myself,
Right.
to do things for myself.
And you were only still 26 when
yeah, I think 26,
when you had your second
25,
child.
26, yeah. So probably an 8 years, so maybe 30.
हाँ.
So it was during that time that the entire process of evolving as a person for me started.
Right.
I would not say it was very easy,
हाँ.
but then I got the strength.
Right.
I got the strength to become what I am, and I still have to go a long way. It's not that it's still very easy, because as humans, if we are here, there will definitely be a lot of ups and downs, because we've all come here
Bilkul,
to learn our
bilkul,
lessons.
right.
So that is there, but then the initial stage was very difficult. Then again, from a homemaker to becoming a career professional oriented girl,
Right.
again was very difficult, because what I was choosing, I did not have a support system, because in a medical thing I was very new.
हाँ.
The counseling concept was very new,
Very new.
and I didn't know what to do. And so then I thought, let me just try going from doctors to doctors, that
Right.
probably I have these kind of diplomas and degrees, and if you have some, but when you're
ये
very
कहाँ पे
young,
आपने start किया था? Which city? Where you
I just started a this thing on diploma from UK.
Okay.
So Somerset से there was this counseling का एक डिप्लोमा था. I just took it. फिर हमने वहीं पे वॉरिक के पास में हमने फिर उसका और एक किया.
Right.
Then later I went to London to City University for a small short-term course for
Okay.
that. Then I said, let me keep working for it, and then I took my master's degree
Right.
also. And during that time, I was already in Goenka nursing home,
Okay.
taking care of the infertility
In Guwahati.
in Guwahati under Dr. Deepak Goenka for 9 months. Then he had totally helped me out with the counseling for infertility.
Right.
And during that time, it was a very new concept that patients को counseling देना for the treatment, which was like the doctors were doing it, but separately there was nothing.
Right.
And then I took the advantage, and maybe God was on my side and the destiny, and I would thank him forever. He gave me the platform.
Right.
So first, of course, counseling is something that people tend to talk the heart out. So you have to be very careful. When infertility comes also, it's a lot of a personal things that they tend to talk.
Right.
So you can't just take it as like a knife thing that you can just let it out everywhere and talking, because these are emotions. Somebody is sharing, so they trust you.
Right.
So when I started being there, I realized a lot of things. Firstly was that being from the Marwari community, you know how a male child is most important in the family. I had 2 daughters.
Right.
So obviously at one point the pressure from the family that you should try for a male or something like that. हालांकि मी एंड माई हस्बैंड हम लोग को कभी ऐसा वो नहीं लगता था कि हम लोग को चाहिए, बट देन एक होता था कि ठीक है हो जाए तो ठीक है, एंड इट वाज देयर इन द माइंड. बट व्हेन आई सॉ द स्ट्रगल that they were facing just to have a child, not even a male or a female, that was the day I made up my mind. I said, now this chapter forever is dropped, and me and my husband, we dropped, and we were very happy taking the decision. So that was a turning point, because I was learning. Every patient who came there, everybody had their story. And generally, what happens? I started connecting, यार इनके इतने problems है, मेरे life में तो कुछ भी नहीं है, then Where is my pain? Why
Right.
am I making it a suffering? It is not a suffering for me. So each patient, I don't know how much they learned or they had an advantage with me.
Right.
I had an upper hand with them because each time I was learning something. And what happens, no, Dishant, in counseling when you're very young, people don't take you very seriously. Like, अभी अगर आप बोलोगे मैं काउंसलर हूँ और एक 60 ईयर की एक लेडी आएगा, ये बच्चा मेरे को क्या सिखाएगा?
Without experience.
Without
compared,
experience.
compared to the.
ये मेरा प्रॉब्लम का क्या सोल्यूशन देगा, इसको तो कुछ पता ही नहीं है. And then it's a very slow kind of a thing.
Right.
And mental health is still ignored. It is not taken very seriously. आपको थोड़ा सा सर्दी भी लगता है ना, you tend to take a medicine, correct?
Right.
But with your tension and stress, you don't realize what danger is going across, what you're doing to your body, because your stress is nothing, it is the perception. It's all about your memories. It's all about what you perceive and take it in the mind.
Right.
So obviously it's the thoughts, right?
Thoughts.
And if it's a bad thought, then what happens? It just goes to your sensory parts, it goes to the body, and cortisol and adrenaline ka aapka hormones imbalance hota hai, and it makes your body sick.
Right.
When you don't take care of it, these energies, they start becoming different kind of grayish matter in the body, forming different kind of disease. Thyroid हो सकते हैं, cancer हो सकता है, liver problem हो सकता है.
It begins with your thought.
It begins everything in the mind. You know, there is this beautiful book by Louis Hay called Heal Your Mind.
Right.
And if you get to read that, you understand that actually if we can just take care of your mental and emotional stability, a lot can be done to your physical part.
Right.
Because it surely says that there are certain pains if you're having, and if you check onto your emotions, if you check onto your emotions and you do something properly, that would also help you. So then gradually when infertility counseling started and everything started, that was the time I think the spiritual thing also started, because they say the seeds are there, it will grow somehow.
Right.
So I already had the seeds because maybe of my parents, the family from where I came and where spirituality was there. So it was always there in me. It started blooming a little.
Right.
And then there was this friend of mine, and she is a spiritual person, and we've studied in college together. And you know, whenever we used to have these conversations, it used to be about spirituality, and I used to get very excited about the things like she used to talk.
Right.
Then I started taking it quite seriously. Okay, so she was the one who told me about pranic healing. So I am a pranic healer, and I knew nothing about it. And she said, you know, Ritu, there are these chakras, there is this kind of healing. You can also scan your food, you can scan somebody's energy. And this was like, I mean, what is she talking about?
Right.
So I felt it's like an alien coming out from somewhere and talking, because I've never heard about it. But then the way she had placed everything in the platter, I was like very interested. And she said, you know, there's a course happening in Guwahati. And I told you, know, that the guru says that when the student is ready, somebody comes and holds your hand.
When was this?
This was much later, I would say about 10 years
10
from
years
now,
ago.
10, 11 years, when I took it very seriously, right?
Okay.
And then she said, chalo. And she took me till there, and she went off. Right. Just doing the basic. And I started doing all the courses.
Okay.
And I started taking it more seriously. Then I was not just stuck to one modality, because I just wanted to know, I had the thirst for a lot of things, you know. So I loved reading books. I started doing meditations. I started going. So there was a friend of mine, she was going to Sadhguru.
Right.
And she just told me, I said, मैं भी चलती हूँ. So I just went for the inner engineering course with her. I just went because I just wanted to taste and see how it is.
Achha.
Then again a friend said, चलो यहाँ पे Brahma Kumari है, there is again a course that happens, करोगी. I said, okay. So gradually this started. And then I said in the hospital, then I just said that, you know, there are so many people, can I just start doing some kind of, you know, small sessions for them to manage time, sometimes anger, stress. And you won't believe, Dishant, it was a hit. So all thanks to Dr. Deepak again. For that 45 minutes, he would help me. सारे patients को सबको रोक के, सारे जितने भी nurses and जो भी helpers होते थे, they used to attend the sessions.
Wow.
Then COVID came. And then COVID times, I was again stuck. What am I supposed to do? And I said, let me do something online, and I'm not at all a tech savvy person.
In all of this, what was that one element that, you know, drove you towards this path? Like, was it curiosity? Was it finding a purpose in life?
I think it was...
Was it monetary? Like, what was it?
Monetary, not at all. By God's grace, it has always been comfortable for me.
Right.
But I think there were a little underlying pain, maybe which I made it a suffering.
Acha.
Okay, then the challenges that I had in life.
Okay.
So probably that was my kind of a point to take me ahead of it, and to see the suffering around amongst the people. And I was looking for a purpose, that what is my purpose. I was like doing counseling, but I felt there is a bigger purpose for me, God has said. And then I think that was the point where I felt I have to do something. This is just not what I'm supposed to do. I'm
Right.
supposed to do something further. And then also I started doing a lot of other, like angels workshop, akashic reading, pranic healing, you know, different modalities को मैंने पढ़ा, उसका courses किया, ancestral healing किया and all that. I was pretty excited doing the whole thing. So it brought in a lot of happiness within me.
Right.
And you know, counseling, when people just used to come and say, ma'am, it has just given me a lot of peace by talking to you. Believe me, Dishant, those words were more than 1 lakh or $100 for me.
Right.
Because if that peace came, it is all done. I was very happy because they were satisfied. And अगर satisfaction किसी को रहता है ना, roll-ons होते हैं कि you go to her, you might find a lot of benefit. So, you know, like this is how it started. Doctors started trusting, patients started trusting. And that counseling was also the kind of thing that helped me.
So coming back to our conversation earlier, how did Blissful Soul, come into existence? What was the idea behind it? And like you keep saying, the hospital management. How did they let you leave the hospital and start your own enterprise, so to speak?
Yes, it was a very difficult decision to take on my part also.
Right.
And very difficult to tell Deepak Bhaiya also, because like we've been just family.
Right.
And it was very difficult and hard for me to say that, Bhaiya, I think now I want to take something else. And he was like, I hope you do something. He was very scared that after leaving, I hope you just don't sit in the house and do nothing. So he was very worried about that thing. So I said, I assured, no, Bhaiya, I have plans, and I think I have found my purpose, what exactly I want to do.
Right.
But at the same time, Dishant, I did not leave my counseling. So I do my counseling from the house. I have a chamber in the house.
Okay.
I have patients coming in the house.
Right.
The only hospital thing that was there for the infertility, I had to let it go, because I think I had bigger responsibilities coming, because I feel I had to give it to the people, to what I have. So that is what came to me, And so now Blissful also was something that is God's gift to me. God made me that kind of a person to say that you can take it. So there's something called the Akashic records, like I don't know how many people, again, I was intrigued to do this. So this is again a record of your soul.
Acha.
And somehow it's faith. Some people might just think that हो सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है, but it is your faith. So it was my cousin sister from Bangalore. She is also very spiritual. And again, she had just pitched in something like that. I said, this sounds very interesting. Let me try this also. Yeah, कर लेते, अभी कुछ तो कर रहे and all that. And happily I took it. And believe me, it was very interesting, because when you open the records, I don't do it professionally, but there are many people who do this very professionally and accurate मिलता है.
Acha.
So
what do you mean when you say records?
Records means तुम्हारा soul का records, because this soul has had many journey.
Acha.
When you look at yourself from a physical form, you're just a physical body.
Right.
But if you look at yourself as a soul, you've had many journeys.
Right.
Right. So those journeys are recorded somewhere.
अच्छा.
जैसे हमारे जो वीडियोस होते हैं, जब टेप 1 खत्म होता है, टेप 2 शुरू होता है, टेप 2 खत्म होता है, टेप 3 शुरू होता है, वैसे ही आपका सोल का जर्नी का कहीं ना कहीं एक रिकॉर्ड्स होते हैं.
अच्छा.
ठीक है. And then there are planes above us, planes below us. There is one where the soul goes, that is called the spirit world. There is one where the angels live. So there are many interesting things when you get into all these kind of talks, because there are many planes above and below us also, right? So basically this is more connected with the higher energies. And there is a procedure, there is a course how you do it. So I did it out of fun, that I would like to do it. And by God's grace, things work out for me, So I just started for fun's sake, telling few of my friends, please let me just read it for you. And believe me, even I was very stunned, because certain informations which I was getting from it, they were startled to see that, Ritu, how do you know about it? And it was coming to me through them.
Right.
And I was giving the information to these friends.
Right.
एंड देन एक दिन ऐसे आकाशिक करते करते मैं एक नेटफ्लिक्स में मूवी देख रही थी. आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट व्हाट वाज द नेम,
हाँ.
and it was a very very slow but a very very what do you say, intense movie. It was about this lady. She had lost everything in life,
Right.
and she had lost her way, and she came to this small far away kind of a countryside to find some solace, but she could not, so she started drinking. She went from bad to worse, and एक दिन चर्च में पी पा के पूरा एकदम सो गई वहां पे.
Right.
ठीक है. And then there was this man who just came, who took her by the hand and took her somewhere to some kind of a place where he had created for these kind of people to help. That was a turning point in my life.
Right.
I said, I can do this for the people. I mean, people who need help and people who are suffering, I can do this. And this is where the seed of my blissful soul was created.
Right.
But it was a big responsibility, which I could not take it all by myself. I needed people.
When was this? How long ago?
This has been about, our journey of blissful is 2 years.
2 years.
But I think 3 years mostly because the planning and everything that started.
This is post-COVID.
Post-COVID. And I have a platform called the Power of Positivity in WhatsApp.
Right.
And I have about 500 to 600 participants across the globe.
Wow.
And usse I do small book readings. I take few sessions, and these are all just, like helping. It's not something that I do it for money or something.
Right.
But it's like free courses that I do it out there, and there are a lot many people connected. We do a little bit of charity from there and all these things. So that is the base.
Right.
So like people had a lot of trust, and they started understanding what. And you as a person also tend to change. Even if you're fake, you can't fake it all the while. Because when you are helping someone, you first have to help yourself. If you cannot help yourself,
right,
you're not meant to be.
Right.
And then you cannot go for a longest one.
मैंने कहीं पे पढ़ा था, you can have 99 problems in the world, but one health problem and all 99 problems.
Yes, perfect. That's true. And then 66,000 thoughts a day.
Right.
In the mind.
For every human being.
For every human being. And must be a little more, but then scientifically it's said that we have 66,000 thoughts. All are entangled pain thoughts. अभी अगर तुम मैं बोलूँगी एक अच्छे मेमोरी को याद करो, किसी को भी normal, they might just have a very little about it. But I say something bad happened in your life, and there will be a lot of entanglement patterns. So we create a lot of patterns in our mind of good and bad.
Right.
So there is again this beautiful author I follow, Joe Dispenza.
Okay.
And he talks a lot about it. And it's a lot about the mind, how it works, how there are different patterns of thoughts that is created, and how we live by these patterns. So if you break the pattern from there, things are sorted.
Right.
So he has a very big community also about the whole thing, where he does meditations and book readings and all these, and there are many books from him also.
Right.
So that also changed a lot. I said, okay, this man talks about patterns, so let me check about my pattern. What is it? And that was the time I started taking, I said, what are certain pains? Because you have a lot. You have a lot of backlog. You don't realize it because layer by layer, your entire pain goes down. It is later when you get hit by something, it triggers.
Right.
And then you start thinking, अच्छा उस साल पहले उसने मेरे को ऐसा बोला था, या अभी मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ. And then अगर आप किसी के लिए negative हो जाते हो ना, तो have you realized the pattern becomes negative for that person?
Right.
So probably you might just be not in good terms with me. ठीक है ना? But I met you, and for some reason you had to just walk away. For some reason you were meeting somebody else, and you just walked without saying hi to me. But I always had a very negative thing about you. What will I say? This boy has so much of pride in him. He did not even come and say hi to me. Whereas that was not your intention.
Right.
Right.
That person was busy somewhere else.
Somewhere else. But the pattern is there in the mind because I'm so negative about you.
Right.
That मैं वो negative को multiply ही कर रही हूँ. And as humans ना, positivity को कम multiply करते हैं हम लोग. और हमारे जितने भी backlogs रहते हैं उसको ज़्यादा multiply करते हैं.
So I have a class-based question for you regarding this. So जैसे मैंने what I have observed is, be it counseling, be it therapy, healing, this is a very class-based thing. All people, I think, from middle class segment or upper middle class or HNIs or rich people, I think this is meant for those people, don't you think? Because people from the lower strata, जो low wage earners हैं, or people daily wage workers and stuff like that, उनका life में इतना busyness है, वो खुद इतने busy है, they are busy earning their day to day, तो उनको पता नहीं चलता कि मेरे लाइफ में क्या हो रहा है, क्या पेन है. They are so occupied with the day to day. Suppose my cook, her daughter ran away with somebody else to Delhi. My driver, his son is not doing anything. He's 30 years old. His son, he's not working, but he's least bothered. They come in every day, check in at work, they go every night, and it's the same for them every day. So उनके लाइफ में they will never come tell us कि ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. They deal with it. They're like, होता है लाइफ में, this is the reality, and they don't think so much about it. There's nobody for them to.
पर ऐसा नहीं कि उनकी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स
नहीं है. But what I'm trying to tell you, don't you think this platform is only for the rich and wealthy and people who can actually have the freedom to sit down and think about such
Dishant,
things?
it's not about a class oriented thing, because even from those kind of class people don't come forward.
Acha.
They don't even want to talk, because they feel maybe they don't like that उनका weakness पता चले. You would not like कि आपके अंदर अगर कोई weakness है, तो you would not reveal it very easily to someone. Right. And plus mental health, it's not about thing. Problems उनको भी हो रही है, but somewhere maybe they don't take it so seriously.
But like you said, origination is the thought.
It's the thought.
If you are so busy with your work, वो thought ही नहीं आ रहा है, then it doesn't affect you.
ऐसा नहीं होता है कि you're busy with your work तो thoughts नहीं आते. Thoughts तो हमेशा रहते हैं. अगर आपको ये सब चीज के लिए thoughts नहीं आएंगे, work related भी तो आपको stress हो सकता है ना.
बिल्कुल.
Stress तो कहीं से भी आ सकता है. So everything is comprised of whatever information and memory you're taking from outside.
बिल्कुल.
That creates your thoughts.
Basic thought is normal ना. सबका day to day life में तो there is work stress, marriage stress.
Of course, stress will never go away. It's just how you manage it.
Right, exactly.
It's always. And I think this quote, this too shall pass, it has always helped me, because everything is temporary, nothing is permanent. Your happiness is also not permanent, your pain is also not permanent. And I think in this cup also, when I'm just taking it, there is a nice thing that this might just be the sip that makes it quotable. So these are mind behind moves and young lads, and I think I'm loving it. And I love how you have so curated this for us, and I think we should all follow them because it's like a very good way of doing the young talents coming forward. And
Thank you so much.
I think helping the mass to understand, because you need to take out time for yourself. Give time to yourself. That is the most important. Does not mean you need to have a very luxury holiday or something like that. It's just going back within and try to find, am I complete? Is there anything that is bothering you? If it is, it's from the mind. If you clear it from you, I'm telling you, Dishant, you will have a nice physical body. There will be no kind of ailments coming to you. The problem is just in the mind, to what I understand. So all the cleansing that we have to do should be like, the decluttering should be of the mind, not of the body. Because if you're able to take care of that, automatically the rest of it follows. अगर आपका building का foundation सही है, वो building कभी गिरेगा नहीं. Right. The foundation is in the mind. You have to take care of that. If you can take care of that, you are sorted. And so interestingly, let me come back to my blissful soul, which is my baby, and I love it. I think it's my third child.
Right.
And I said, now what to do? How do I find people who can help me? Because I needed, it's a big, big responsibility. And Dishant, we've almost done 10 to 11 retreats.
Okay.
We've done 6, 7 outside. And we've done 4 or 5 day retreats here also.
Outside Guwahati, Assam.
Yeah, and outside Assam, we've done quite a bit in Upper Assam. We've done it in Shillong. We've done it in Arunachal. Right. We've done it in Darjeeling.
Right.
Again, we are going to Badapani this October.
Do you plan to take it national someday?
I definitely want. I want to help people, and we have it. Right. We have the talent to help them. It's just that I hope people take the step.
Do you sometimes feel that you're doing the work of the government? Sometimes.
No, I don't think so. Doing that. I really don't think I can take that. But then helping people with their mental thing really gives a lot of peace. When they come and then smile, that happiness, even if it's just for a day, I'm quite happy that it's done. So now finding people were difficult for me. So I said, let me just try Akashic.
Right.
So I just opened my records again. And then I found 5 names. Believe me. And these were the names given to me through the Akashic. I knew these females who are my co-founders,
right?
But few of them, I did not know them so well. They were like connected to me because of spirituality. And then I just approached and I called them up. And Dishant, you won't believe, like, they did not even say a no. They did not even say that I would have to ask my family or something. And they just took the journey.
Right.
And that's how the five of us, we collaborated and we formed this baby together and we started doing.
Right.
And then the journey began, and I think now we don't have to look back. We have to just keep moving ahead with it. So it is something, it's a passion. It's not something that we do it, that we have to do it, but we curate it in such a way that it gives us a lot of inner peace. It gives us a lot of happiness. It really helps people, because when they go there, it's not that you have to sit and tell me everything about you, because you would not be comfortable also. But the kind of process that goes throughout for 2 days, 3 days, you tend to vent a lot all by yourself. The silence, it speaks a lot about it.
Right.
When you're all by yourself and looking for that peace, you get it. But the only thing is, in the busy world now,
Right.
we are not giving time to ourselves. And I think the definition of peace to what we think is different to what actually peace is. How much are you connected to yourself? बोलते हैं ना, जब खुद का घड़ा खाली रहता है प्यार से, तो आप किसी और को प्यार क्या दोगे?
Right.
लेकिन अगर आपका घड़ा प्यार से भरा है,
Beautiful.
तो आप सबको दे सकते हैं.
Beautiful.
So you have to first fill yourself, and then only can you fill others. If you are hungry, how can you feed others?
Right.
So first you have to fill your stomach, and then you have to feed others.
Today what I'm seeing is, amongst the young generation, they are so committed towards finding peace and happiness that they've actually forgotten the meaning and the meaning of responsibility in a way, right? मतलब उन लोग reality से दूर भाग रहे हैं आज के generation, and their primary focus has become, okay, if this is something that is hurting me, if this is something that is not as per my standards or beliefs, then I don't want to follow through with it. Be it some task at your job, be it some responsibility given to you by your business partners or parents. They run away from it. So how do you balance that? How do you balance peace and happiness with actual realities and responsibilities of your life?
Firstly, the lifestyle. जो हमारा lifestyle पहले था, अभी से lifestyle has become more challenging.
Right.
Careers also is very challenging. For the small kids, studies is also very challenging, because I mean, it's crazy, 99%, 99.5%, and still no jobs or no kind of admissions or something. Right. I mean, there's so much of pressure that is there, and so much of exposure to the social media. Our times, we did not have that much. We also did a lot of, एनर्जी बूस्ट करते थे, बिकॉज हमारा फिजिकल, हम लोग बहुत आउटडोर गेम्स खेलते थे, इंडोर गेम्स खेलते थे, तो हम एनर्जी बूस्ट करते थे, अपना फिजिकली भी अपने आप को फिट रखते थे विथ मूवमेंट्स, विच इज नॉट देयर नाउ. एंड मोंटेसरी की जो मोटर हमारे सब मूवमेंट्स होते रहते हैं, वी डिपेंड ऑन दोज नाउ डेज. नाउ पीपल से टू कीप योर ब्रेन फाइन, प्लेस टू डू. अदरवाइज पहले हम लोग को ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. आपको कितने नंबर्स याद रहते थे पहले? अभी रहते हैं. I think I don't even know an emergency number. I wouldn't even know my husband's number, frankly, because it's all there registered. I would not even know who to call up during the time of emergency. It's that bad the memory has become. And now people are running, and it's a chaotic world. You're not giving peace to yourself, not going and taking care of your body, because it's an alignment of your emotional, mental and physical body.
Right.
So mentally you're totally drained. Physically you're very drained.
Right.
Emotionally you're very drained. So where will you find peace? You have to align and balance. In today's life, I think what with the young people is missing is the balance.
Right.
Because they feel, okay, we can do enough, but then you also need to give rest, you need to enjoy.
Right.
You need to work, everything. There has to be a balance. What is missing is balance, the management. The people who say time hi nahi milta hai, I don't understand. Time kaise nahi milta hai?
Bilkul.
Because you don't know how to manage your time.
Right.
Because 24 hours are there.
It's
you have
same
to
for everybody.
Same for everybody, all right? But I think what we are missing is it's becoming chaotic. Because हम इतना भाग रहे हैं, and that it irks me, that time नहीं मिलता है.
Right.
I mean, time क्यों नहीं मिलता है? और अपने लिए ही time नहीं मिलता है. Believe me, Dishant, for these retreats, sometimes people say it's expensive. I mean, you are buying a 30,000-40,000 sari, that's perfectly okay. But you can't give a little for yourself.
For yourself.
A little.
Right.
That is so sad. That take out some time for yourself. You should have a recreation. Go and pamper yourself. Do you actually go and pamper yourself? And what is your definition of pampering? Is it like partying with your friends and just going out boozing and all that? Is that what you mean by giving
Right.
time yourself? What constructive thing that you're doing for yourself that is giving you peace and happiness?
Right.
Because down the line, another 5-10 years, maybe you would like to be in that party kind of an thing. उसके बाद saturation आ जाता है.
Right.
And then you start looking what is new, what do you want. And because हम लोग इतना कुछ ले रहे हैं, absorb कर रहे हैं ना, whatever you're seeing, you're absorbing.
Right.
Right? Some are positive, some are negative, but absorb तो कहीं हो रहा है ना.
Right.
वो जो हम लोग absorb कर रहे हैं कि हम लोग उसको filter कर रहे हैं. नहीं, हम लोग absorb करके कहीं पे तो जा रहे हैं ना हमारा memory.
Right.
This is the problem, because we are not filtering anything. And that is where the pain is coming. That is where the problems are occurring. जो नहीं लेना होता है उसको भी आप absorb कर लेते हैं.
Right.
और जो लेना है उसको आप absorb नहीं कर रहे. For example, you go to a sunset point. What is your main thing to go there? Why do you like to go to a sunset point?
Right.
To enjoy
To enjoy the view, see
view
the sun
and everything.
go
But
down.
tell me, will you actually enjoy the view?
I do. Personally, I live in the
let's
present.
talk about the rest of the people. How many of them would actually enjoy the view?
Right.
Don't you think some of them will be
For pictures and
capturing that moment, that they have to capture that and be there and see? But are they enjoying it?
Right.
When was the last time that you looked at the open sky and said, wow, there are different patterns? Have you looked at it openly? When was the last time you saw the birds chirping?
Right.
Do you know what time they go back to their nests?
Dusk.
What time exactly? And how do they go?
Right.
Did you ever try to find out that?
People have stopped observing.
All of us, you also have stopped observing. When you're going out, you are more focused on where you have to be.
Right.
हम सिर्फ destination के ऊपर focus कर रहे हैं ना, but destination के पहले जो इतने सारे सुंदर views है कि आप उसके ऊपर focus कर रहे हो.
Right.
बहुत कुछ तो दिखने को मिल रहा है. Even as a human, we tend to have any kind of impression for anyone. But everybody has a tough time, right?
Right.
And anybody might be going through that. But do you actually understand that why this person is behaving like that? It might be because that person is going through some tough time.
Do you think this has intensified mostly post-COVID and because of the high usage of social media and internet and easy availability of phones because of EMIs now? Everybody has a phone in their pocket.
Yeah.
So do you think the suffering and the pain and the comparison in the world, it has grown and everybody is updated instantly as to what's happening around us?
Yeah, because I think you are just connected socially with everyone.
And how to deal with it?
Yeah.
As humans, how do we deal with this problem?
Start your communication verbally with people, meet people.
Right.
We are social animals.
Right.
In the sense, God made us in a way that we should be in a community, right?
Right.
But don't you think our community is becoming very, very limited? How many, like पहले joint family system होता था, right? अब तो वो भी नहीं रहा, न्यूक्लियर फैमिली रहे. न्यूक्लियर फैमिली में भी हम एक दो बच्चे रहते हैं. तो हमारे पास वो कुछ ऐसा जगह नहीं रहता है जहाँ we are meeting, mingling people.
Right.
And everybody is so busy in their own running rat life, that they forget कि you need to meet people. I'd gone to Siliguri and there was this cafe called the Karma Cafe. And something very nice was they give you envelopes.
Right.
And they say if you're sitting with your family, please switch off your mobile and keep it here. And you keep it on the table and have a conversation.
Right.
Do we have conversations? Do we communicate? Do we express birthday wishes? पहले हम लिखते थे happy birthday Dishant, I would have written.
Right.
अभी तो HBD. या आजकल आप लिए जो millennial and these generation Gen Z and all those, you have those IDYK. I mean, we are not even framing, and thanks to the AI now, that we are not even racking our brains to write anything nice, greetings for someone, wo AI se copy paste bhi ho raha hai. So what are we doing? Don't you think we are becoming very mechanical?
100%.
We are not giving that emotion, and the more you give, you get. So if there is a vacuum, a lacuna in your life about something, and you feel you're lonely, that means you're not giving it also to your people. That's why you feel. And that is what it is. Today's era, most of the people, they have a lot of pain and they are very lonely. They are very, very lonely. They don't have anyone. Despite of having everyone, they have no one. Because we are not investing right time and the right place and right people.
अब I think इसीलिए गांव में people used to say, I have Pandit ji in my house coming in. He used to say, एक पेड़ था उधर ही सब मिलते
या
थे जुलते थे.
पंचायती होता था उनका.
पंचायती, yes, exactly.
या
And even if कोई भी household में issue होता था, the whole town or
would
the
be
village
together
used to,
helping.
yes,
आजकल बोलते हैं ना घर बड़े हो गए तो लोग रहने को नहीं थे.
बिल्कुल.
और पहले घर छोटे रहते थे लेकिन कितने लोग
लोग
रहते थे.
feed करते थे, right?
Feed करते थे. But now it's just the opposite. It's
right.
just the opposite. What are we running after?
So we have to come back to that old age practice of community building and coming together.
I think to be happy, how can you find your happiness in what you feel is good? I mean, for you, maybe walking would be a way of giving you solace.
Right.
That maybe that fresh air early in the morning gives you a lot of happiness. But for somebody, maybe they would say that no, singing is a place that gives me a happy place and I feel nice singing. So find out what brings that happiness. जो हम लोग पहले बोलते थे ना hobbies.
Right.
वो हॉबीज क्यों बोले जाते थे कि उसको क्रिएट करो. क्योंकि जब आप जैसे बड़े होते जाते हो ना, लाइफ थोड़ा अलूफ होता जाता है. राइट. एंड उस टाइम पे व्हेन यू हैंग ऑन टू दैट हॉबी, आई थिंक I thank my mom because she, our family was always very musical.
Right.
And how our family has been. And there was like piano हमें बजाती थी, मेरे पापा गिटार बजाते थे, भैया बजाते थे. And I used to always tell her, Mom, why do you put me to these kind of things? I don't like doing it. But believe me, Dishant, when I turned 40,
right,
and when I came here, I told my husband, I don't want anything, you buy me a piano. And I want to get back to that. And I started enjoying, because this is one thing that gives me a lot of peace when I'm playing.
Right.
I might not be a very good pianist, but at least I love it what I'm doing. So one hobby that you had inculcated, are you still following it? बच्चे को हम लोग फिर ऐसे डाल देते हैं, स्विमिंग में डाल देते हैं, डांसिंग में डाल देते हैं, गिटार में डाल. Just try to understand where the value is and long term how much will that person take into it. So why are we not following those? I mean, earning is important. Money is very important. People saying that if you don't have money will also bring happiness. I don't believe in that.
Right.
Money is important, and it's an energy that you need. This energy can bring happiness, but that is not the ultimate everything. You need to balance everything to have a good, happy life.
Right.
I think this is where, especially your generation, because there's so much of running around, chasing competition, challenges that you all are seeking, and somehow you all are not satisfied. Are you all? No. I think you all are never satisfied with how much ever it is. You want a little more.
But isn't that what drives people, that
it is nice.
Chase the ambition to get there.
Ambition is always nice, but it should not become an obsession.
Right.
Have an ambition and run after it. That is very nice, because that drive is important. It motivates you. But then if it is eating you up,
right,
then I think then there is some things that you have to sort it out, and you need to have your balance.
Right.
And this is where people lack. And it's sad to say that people don't take their mental health very seriously. So, I mean, all your viewers who are seeing, I mean, you should actually take your mental health very, very seriously. If you're going through any kind of stress, if you have any kind of tension, don't take it very light. Go back within, try to see what is, and look for help. There are professionals all around now, ready to help, but you have to take a step.
How do our audience reach out to you in case they want to contact you for healing, counseling?
Well, I could drop down the number here. I can give it to you. We can put in our website number. You can connect with us. And we have a handful of helpers around, professional people giving that help. So whenever you're looking for that, I think the best thing is you can reach to Dishant, and Dishant can very happily tell me, and I'll be more than happy to help. Please come. Take one step with me, and I would really, really be very, very happy to help any of you. Spirituality is just not sitting in a mudra and just doing meditation. It's a way of finding your happiness and peace, so that it gives you that energy, that boost to do much better in life. Because if you're sorted from the mind, your prosperity also increases. But if you're not sorted from here, that also depletes. So for the masses, it would be like work and give yourself utmost importance. Love yourself and prioritize yourself the utmost, and then everything else falls place. So you are the most special one God has created. Give time to yourself.
Wonderful.
That is most important.
Wonderful. While you were counseling, 10 years ago, what what were the major reasons for why people were visiting you? Like, was it their lifestyle changes, their eating habits, the stress related to work? What was it that brought them to you?
You're talking about the children, or are you talking
The
about
parents.
the parents?
Right.
Well, a lot of marriage issues were always
Ah.
there, because I think the time and the different kind of mindset. See, we forget that marriage does not mean that if you're marrying someone, it has to be like totally, the mindset also has to be the same.
Right.
There's always two different individuals,
Right.
two different families, two different genetic sets. We cannot be the same. Marriage is always about adjusting,
right,
to find peace and a place where we can go both properly,
right,
peacefully, and find our paths. But that does not mean that we have a dominance over a partner. If that dominance thing comes, or if there's over expectations, I think the killing part is the over expectations that is there,
right,
that we expect so much out of it. But to understand that we are two different individuals, what you might like, I might not like.
right.
But if you're just walking with me for that, and you're feeling TK, I just brings. But then now you're going with me, and I want 100% you for you to be like me.
Right.
I think it's impossible. It cannot be. We are not carbon copies. I
Right.
mean, siblings from the same mother are also never the same. Believe me, we are three siblings. We are totally three different people. So, I mean, how can a husband and wife's DNA match completely to
Right.
be like that? And a lot of young parents with children, ma'am, please, I have a 6-year-old counsel. 6 साल के बच्चे को आप क्या काउंसिल करोगे? You tell me, how can they even think of
comprehend
it? I mean, it cannot. It's the parents who needs counseling. So I tell them, please don't bring the child. You need counseling.
Right.
Because, majorly they are also in the rat race, and they feel, मेरा बच्चा सब चीज में अच्छा होना चाहिए.
Parents are merchandising their kids.
Yeah, and because what happens, Dishant, it's just 1 or 2 child that we have now. Our entire focus, these young moms, we have our entire focus and want to give the best.
Right.
We don't want to compromise, and we feel that we want to balance, but sometimes now we don't balance. And some children, when they are in some kind of tantrum, that means they are asking for some attention. So you have to understand the psyche of the child. You don't have to bring the child to me. And some say parenting classes. I mean, parenting classes, why? It's a natural instinct.
Right.
I mean, I did not go somewhere to find out how my parenting would be. And I think you've seen, I think the girls are brought up beautifully.
Right.
So I did not go anywhere. Your mom did not go anywhere to bring you up.
Right.
We did, because it's a natural instinct. I mean, a mother becomes a mother. So we don't go through some kind of a course to become a mother. It's a very natural thing we tend to do, right? And that's how we bring it up. So, I mean, for everything, why do we look for a course or a limited boundary?
Right.
We should not look for it. Let it be natural. Because discipline came for the longest while when my kids were little young. Even, convent wala jo baat hota hai, theek se chalo, kam haso, kam bolo. And I saw my elder one was getting affected by it. Because obviously when I'm saying so much about all the time being disciplined, I was not letting her be what she is. And then one day I had this friend of mine, and I just went and I was just talking, and she said, Ritu, just let them live. Let them laugh. Why are you not letting them laugh? Believe me, Dishant, that was a changing point in my life where I said, let it be whatever it is, let them laugh.
Right.
I let them be. So sometimes it's very important to just let them be. I mean, let them roll in the ground, in the mud. Let them just run around. Let them be what they are. Let them throw tantrums. I love the kids who throw tantrums in the airport.
Right.
तुम देखो लोग कैसे करते, गंदे से जमीन पे कपड़े वपड़े सारे गंदे हो रहे, चिल्ला रहे, ये भी नहीं सोचते कि वहाँ पे शायद क्राउड है, कुछ होगा कि नहीं होगा. But they do whatever they have.
Right.
I mean, this is how, like...
You should live.
You should live and let them live. It's okay, यार. वो बच्चा बेचारा 4 साल का बच्चा को होटल में बोल रहे हो कि चूरी और काटा से खाओ, ठीक से बैठो, बात मत करो. I mean, how can you do that? Let the child be a child. Why can't you just let them? We are losing on this. हम लोग बच्चों का बचपन, चुरा रहे हैं उनसे.
Thank you for such a enlightening and sensational talk.
Thank you, Dishant.
Lastly, we would like for our audience to know that it's not been a very business-oriented talk, but we want to understand the confluence of spirituality with business and entrepreneurship, how the two should go hand in hand moving forward in everyone's life.
Yeah, I think spirituality is nothing, it's just a discipline of life. So
what is the first step that a person should take, be it an entrepreneur, a business person?
I think just learn to manage your life beautifully.
Right.
To have a discipline in the sense your food, your exercise, your thoughts, everything. So that is what spirituality is, just not sitting in a mudra and just performing. It's
Ah.
just a proper discipline of your day-to-day life
Right.
that you can perform and learn to be happy.
Right.
That is the most important thing. And believe me, I think spirituality given in every different places, it's not that spiritual people only have to be in the housework. Even in your entrepreneurship, if spirituality is given together and if there is a balance, I'm telling you that particular person is never going to see any kind of a setback. Even if the setback comes, that person will be so strong that
Right.
he will be able to manage it and sail through without complaints.
Right.
The main thing is that we all sail through, right? But the thought, the complaint is always there, or there is a kind of a baggage you take. But when you manage the two together, you sail through the suffering, but you leave the baggage. So we have to leave the baggage here. Don't carry it further, because life is beautiful. It is
Right.
however you make it. And I feel challenges make your life very, very beautiful. So don't take your challenges as a pain or suffering, but take your challenges to make and carve your beautiful life. Let it be a canvas where you're painting with these beautiful colors and making a beautiful picture out of it.
Wow.
Yes, so I think that is how it should be. And thank you so much for
Thank you so
having me
much
here.
for coming
Thank you
here.
so much.